just staring daggers into my soul. This is some cool-ass music, like, not gonna lie. Welcome to, Blood and Cherry. It's, an itch.io game that I found pretty interesting. It's got a vampire guy, so I mean, like, what more could you want? Okay, Sparrow. Yeah, I'm bad at coming up with names. We'll keep that name. Manner of address, creature of the night. Ooh, lady, gentleman. A creature of the night, then. She, her, I guess. Oh. Okay, I see. Okay. Oh, let's go with this one, I guess. Okay. That's us. Sparrow, creature of the night. The chime of the bell is strange. It's not a sound you've heard before, not in real life, but you've heard a similar one in the movies. The deep gong of a church bell, or that from high inside a clock tower. You can almost feel the vibration. That's the only thing that tells you it isn't something coming from a video you left playing when you went to bed. You turn over in bed, feeling the cool touch of silk sheets, not the cheap low thread count cotton ones you picked up on a discount. Even the smell is different. You pick up the faintest scent of roses in the air. You finally open your eyes. Something is wrong with this picture. This is not my room. It's not even close. Feels like something out of a period piece. All antiques and heavy wooden furniture and things you could never afford. You wonder briefly whether you are dreaming as you step out of bed to look outside. It's pitch black. What had you been doing before this? You feel groggy, like you've been asleep for some time. You're in your pajama pants as though you had just climbed out of bed at home. The time just doesn't line up. You spin around to face the door as it opens. Whoa, it's a little close, buddy. A strange man enters without invitation. Finally awake, are you? I was beginning to worry. We do have a schedule to keep. The way he speaks is formal and disinterested even when he sees how tense you are in his presence. You're sure you've never met this man in your life, but something about him does strike you as familiar. What could it be? The odd little cowlicks on his head. That's what those are called? I know what like, what the fuck? Wait! Now I've lost the word for it. The point at the top of the forehead. I'll look it up later. Sparrow? No. Raven? No. Crow. Fuck me, I guess. The odd little cowlicks on his head and the scar on his face are distinctive. If your mind weren't racing right now, maybe you could place him. Oh. I mean, we did forget how he ended up in here, so maybe, like, we, interacted with him in that period of time. Throw something at him. I don't know. I heard you can die in this game, so, what am I doing here? Are you the one who brought me here? Your voice is scratchy, your throat dry. No, master of the household is the one who brought you here. And he will surely explain to you himself in due time, once you are properly dressed. For a moment you feel offended that he has dismissed your very serious current situation to criticize you for being in your pajamas. You've been kidnapped and that's all this snob cares about? I don't even know how I got here, so it's not like I had time to get dressed. Yes, quite understandable. I wouldn't expect him to waste time gathering a thing. Oh, wait, no, this is a different person. Yeah. Channeling Nandor the Relentless. Yes, quite understandable. I wouldn't expect him to waste time gathering your things. I prepared some clothing for you. Mind you... Wait, no. Is this the same person? Wait, we haven't got his name yet, right? I mean, I know what his name is from, like, the Itch.io page, but... Never mind. I prepared some clothing for you. Mind you, what we have on hand is limited. You should be happy to have more than one option. Wow, thank you so much. He presents to you 2 folded outfits, both stark contrasts of black and white. As you look over the clothing pieces, you give him a questioning look. Even as old-fashioned as it is, you find the offer of a maid costume questionable. The other outfit seems to be a near-exact copy of his, though mysteriously in your size. Aw, you tailored an outfit just for me? You finally realize while looking at this uniform that the man you're speaking with is some sort of servant. The maid uniform isn't a costume. It's a genuine uniform, and quite old-fashioned. Just like everything else in this place. Got anything else? Interesting. I'll take the butler uniform. I want to be as stylish as he is. Whether or not there was any ill intent behind offering the maid uniform, you won't be wearing it. The butler uniform is a pretty nice suit, and you're more confident in your ability to move around in it than if you were worried about a dress. You pick up the butler uniform and face the butler. Excellent choice. Why, of course. That's just what you're wearing. He seems almost smug about you favoring his uniform over the maid's. He picks the dress and apron back up to take with him. I will be just outside the door while you get ready. Come out to join me once you've dressed. To your relief, he leaves you alone to get dressed. Oh, snazzy. You regard yourself in the mirror once you're in the uniform. You feel... I'll say distinguished. Distinguished. You'll feel spiffer than you ever have before. The butler seems to have found your exact size. A fact you're trying not to think about too much. Even if it's made for a servant to wear, it seems to be handmade. Sturdily built with form in mind in a way that makes you look very sophisticated. I love the tail. Before you flee into the night, you'll try your hand at butling something. That is the word, isn't it? Oh. I love that pose. You step outside and find the butler waiting there for you. You even catch him checking his pocket watch. Like, he thinks you're taking too long. Wow, thanks. He snaps it shut and puts it away when he notices you. Very good. I look better in it. What? One moment. You tense as he reaches forward and straightens your necktie for you. It was too loose. Now follow me. Well, thank you. Out here in the hallway, the smell of roses, you noticed while you were walking in, is stronger. You can't see the gardens down below through the windows since it's pitch black out that way. The windows look to be firmly sealed. It's doubtful the fragrance would travel so far. It becomes stronger as the two of you turn and head down another near-identical corridor. The source must be something within the house. Oh, footsteps. As the butler slows, he looks back to you. Right, where you are. Do not enter the master's chambers. I will fetch him. His gaze is intense as he says this. You take it to mean it is not just an order, but also a warning that there will be consequences if you try to disobey him and head inside anyway. I guess. I don't want to try to die. I'm gonna try to survive. You can see into the room when he opens the door, and you decide right then that you really don't want to go in regardless. The room is dark, and the butler takes the time to light a couple of surrounding candles. Their dim flicker shows you the large object of the center of the room slowly as he progresses. A coffin surrounded by dry roses, like some sort of funeral altar. Feels like some sort of strange joke when the butler lightly raps his knuckles on the lid of the coffin. Master, Sparrow has awoken. The shock of the butler speaking your name is short-lived. Oh yeah, because, you wouldn't know. Okay. As the nearest candles are lit, you can just barely make out movement in the dark as the coffin lid opens on its own. And then... okay. It does have color-coded stuff, because, like, the little jewel right there. Okay, I like that. Now channeling Vampire Transylvania and/or the Relentless something. Very good. The dead man inside the coffin rests on a bed of roses. His clothing is unusual and his hair abnormally long. You see as the light casts on him from the candle holder. His red eyes adjust. His cat-like pupils sharpen as they focus on you. Thank you for looking after her, Ramsey. His voice is heavy with a European accent you aren't familiar with as he speaks. The butler, Ramsey, steps back with a bow. It seems he isn't part of this conversation. The dead man is relaxed as he sits in his coffin, his hair flowing down behind him over his back. Of course, it's a requirement for every vampire to have sexy long hair, obviously. Blooms catching it, falling back down onto the coffin, lining only when he moves. You feel absolutely paralyzed by his unnatural gaze. Good evening, Sparrow. I trust you are well rested. I knew you would sleep heavily when I brought you, but I did not expect you would slumber until my rest ended as well. Perhaps I was too heavy-handed with your preparations. Oh, his voice is cheerful, almost teasing. As though this is something you should understand and be in on. What are you talking about? Who are you? Yes, we should begin with that, shouldn't we? You look so entertained with your demanding tone. I am Lord Nicolae Athenasia. Nicolae Athenasia. You are Sparrow, and you are here in my manor. Since you are my guest, I will allow you to simply call me Nicolae. Now I'm sounding more like Puss in Boots. I don't know. He grins, the sharp fangs behind his gentle smile on full display. Ah, a vampire. In case that wasn't already apparent, you know. A real undead, no doubt blood-sucking Dracula. You stare at him wide-eyed. If you could will your legs to move, you'd be running away. But it's almost like you're being held in place by a stare. Do not look so distressed, dear Sparrow. I have done nothing to harm you. You were provided a nice bed, yes, and clothing, even Ramsey's care. Is that what he would call it? You're forgetting the whole kidnapping part. I didn't check into a bed and breakfast. I woke up here, against my will. He looks at you and his brows raise. You can't tell if he's impressed with your brazenness to question him, or if he's waiting to see if you have more to say. You're in such a rush, but it is to be expected for a mortal. Anyways, always concerned with time. You are thirsty after such long sleep, are you not? Ramsey, have some tea brought to the study for our guest. We will go there to talk. Okay. You don't have much room to argue the idea. Even if you think you could outrun the butler, this thing is completely unnatural. If you could keep your feet planted there like that, he could probably do other supernatural acts against you. Yeah. For now, you cooperate. There ye be. You're all settled in as Ramsey's steps very briefly out of the room and returns with a full tea set on a serving tray. You wonder if he's some sort of magical being as well, or if there are other servants running around who aren't making themselves known to you. The vampire is still staring at you, though his eyes have lost that uncanny red glow from before. Or maybe he's just looking in your direction? After the time, you realize he doesn't do a lot of blinking. Creepy. Hello. Your tea, Sparrow. No, I won't do that to Your tea, Sparrow. Thanks, Mr. Ramsey. He gives you a strange look as he pulls away from you to stand at Nicolae's side of the room. Because maybe that wasn't the correct way to address a butler? Or maybe he just doesn't like you. That is a strong possibility. Is it to your liking, Sparrow? I cannot indulge in the same food as mortals anymore, but drinks seem to still agree with me, so I have plenty of tea and coffee and wine on hand. Oh. I don't drink any of these. Can I have water? I'll get some good hydration. You know what? I might need coffee just to, like, stay alert, you know? Actually, I'm not much of a tea drinker. Can I get some coffee instead? Oh? Well, I suppose tea isn't the drink of choice anymore in some places. He seems almost disappointed by your choice. I'm sorry. He bounces right back from it, though. Coffee is Ramsey's drink of choice as well. Oh, earning points with Ramsey. He drinks it so strongly that sometimes I believe I can hear his heart fluttering when he's near me. Heart fluttering? That's an interesting choice of words. Maybe I'm reading too much. Anyway, shall I fetch a cup of the blend I make for the staff then? Yes, with haste. Ramsey leaves the room, his stride quick. You get the feeling that if the vampire asked him to do his flip, he'd do that as well. Now, I'm sure that you have many questions for me. We can start wherever you like. How did you know my name? How did you bring me here? How did you... Oh, why did you bring me here? Well, how did you bring me here? No. I understand completely. How do you know my name? You and the butler both called me by my name earlier. How did you know my name? It wasn't difficult to find. Your address, yes, I left that to Ramsey. I'm not very proficient with, computing. But I knew just where to find your preferred name once I was there. There, most likely, meaning your home. He produced a little piece of plastic and you stare at it. My Gothic Literary Club membership card? Yes, I am a member as well. No, I cannot attend events, obviously, but I do enjoy seeing the recommendations and opinions of others. You are quite active on the website. You targeted me because we use the same book club form? Your tone betrays how absurd you find this idea, but his smile never falters. Of course. It gave me a certain impression of your personality, so I knew you were a good choice. You're reeling from this revelation, so you decide to just move on. Okay. Why did you bring me here? It's probably because he wants to suck my blood. How did you bring me here? You got in my house and kidnapped me in my sleep, I guess. Well, let's just go in order then. Why did you bring me here in the first place? Come on now, Sparrow. I know you're not that naive. I'm just exhausting all the questions, sir. Oh, you don't like that answer at all. You want me for... my blood. My company! Should we play dumb? Maybe we should play dumb. Sure. Your company. He regards your, he regards you curiously with his easygoing smile, waiting for you to elaborate. Yeah, I'm a guest, right? So you brought me here to spend some time with you. Maybe you want to know more about the outside world, or talk about books, or things like that. It is a good guess, my mortal friend. Indeed, I do intend to enjoy our time together. I am happy that you are so eager to entertain me. That's not exactly how you put it, but you aren't about to correct him. How did you bring me here? How did you even get me here? I don't remember a thing. Ah, yes, you wouldn't. It was very late at night when I arrived. I do believe mortals are meant to get to bed much earlier than you do, by the way. I'm being called out. I was surprised to see that you were still up at that hour. You keep quiet, but you don't appreciate getting this advice from him. Since I couldn't enter your home without being invited in, I simply knocked. I don't think I would have opened the door for somebody if it was so late. No, you're right. You peered at me through the window. So shy, but you met my gaze and I enthralled you. Enthralled? Like, hypnotism? Yes, I made you unlock the door and come inside. Then I put you to sleep. So, the trick to just being invited in is just to hypnotize people by inviting you in, I guess. Yeah, okay. And I carried you home. So you just walked through the street with my unconscious body and nobody stopped you? Don't be silly, Sparrow. I turned into a bat and flew you home with me. Like a regular sized bat? Or like a big bat? Like, how are you gonna carry me? That's the answer. You're having trouble picturing this. You're pretty sure your imagining isn't what he means. You decide questioning him more on this is just gonna stress you out more. Hopefully someone saw what happened to you and called somebody. You don't know who they could call, though. The police? The FBI? Van Helsing? If there's nothing else you'd like to know, I will explain to you our plans for the night. You will spend the duration of the night here with me. I am the host, so I will decide what we do. But I do hope you will put some effort into entertaining me as well. I chose you based on what I know of your taste, after all. My hope is you will be pleasant company. And at the end of the night, I will finally take you from that which sustains me, Oh wait, I will finally take from you that which sustains me. Le blood. Your vitalis. Not an ideal outcome. Hold on. I need to look up what vitalis means. Exactly.
1 minute later.
Yeah, he's basically just talking about my life. He's gonna take my life. Okay. Not an ideal outcome. Okay. It seems, I was not recording my webcam, but whatever, you know, whatever. Who cares anymore? Okay, okay. Vampires have something akin to venom, you know. It makes the experience, very pleasant. I wouldn't waste it on someone I had to attack to feed on. But of course I want my guests to be comfortable. So, you may look forward to an experience few ever get to have. Wow, so nice of you. What do you say, Sparrow? Are you looking forward to our night together? No. I just want to go home. I'm tired. It's like he thinks he's doing you a favor by murdering you in a less awful way than most violent deaths. You need to figure out some way out of this. Your fingers curl around the edges of your suit jacket as you try to show your anxiety, considering what to tell Nicolae. So, get eaten, or, be a servant forever, probably. Let's see. This manor is huge, Nicolae. It probably takes a lot of servants to keep it so pristine, doesn't it? Yes, of course. My home is my pride. It requires much upkeep. I'm already dressed as a butler. Please, hire me. Hire you? Yes, I'm not ready to die, but, you've already shown me how much nicer it is here than my home. Not that it matters when there's a vampire living in it. I want to stay here, and I want to serve you. Doubtful. Speaking of Ramsey, Ramsey arrives with your requested drink at the moment. At that moment, you can feel his glare boring into you, even before you make eye contact. Notably, he sets the drink on the table instead of giving it to you. You would say anything to save your own skin, wouldn't you? Deplorable. I do not try to exploit Master Nicolae in this way. You would be useless as a servant. How would you know? Harsh. How would you know? You haven't even seen me work yet. Oh, my Ramsey has a strong opinion on this matter to speak out of turn this way. Master, my apologies. I was offended that she would make such a ridiculous request of you. It was not my place. It is alright, Ramsey. It's nice to see you taking such an interest in dear Sparrow's work ethic. After all, she would be under your care if we were to take her up on her offer. Just staring daggers into my soul. Why do you think she's lying about wanting to work for me? Is it not clear in your eyes? It's obvious that she's asking out of fear. I do agree. I can hear her heart beating quite heavily. But not everyone can be such a dedicated devotee like you right away. It takes time. I think we should give her a chance. If that is what you think is best, my lord. Good. So you agree, then? You'll be looking after her and showing her how to complete her work. Okay, so that choice of either doing work with him or I'll be your guest, it was basically choosing who to hang out with more, so we're going the Ramsey route. Yeah. Even if her new position as footman is beneath you, I think you could set a good example for her. And it will teach her where everything is, yes? It wouldn't do for her to become lost within the manor. Yes, Master Nicolae. Of course. Ramsey agrees. You can see a certain conflicting set of emotions crossing his expression. A desire to agree with Nicolae, but also a seething resentment toward you assume. I will do anything in my power to assure she performs adequately. And I will report to you should she step out of line. Wonderful. That is taken care of then. If you show yourself to be capable of the work, Sparrow, you will live. Ah, I see. I will simply drink from both you and Ramsey in that case. I'll still be sated, but you will only lose about half of your blood. Huh. That is acceptable to you, yes. No wonder why Ramsey is so pale. Like, I'm not surprised if he'd like a Drake out of it before. As if there's any other choice but to agree, even the butler seems to know that. Yes, Nicolae. Ha! You aren't the guest anymore, Sparrow. So please call me Master Nicolae, or Master Athenasia, or Lord Athenasia. You have your pick. Now, you're not so sure about this idea. It looks like he has very swiftly demoted your status in his mind. I'll leave the two of you to your duties then. I suppose I can entertain myself well enough for the night. Perhaps I'll visit the music room. Avoid the music room. The vampire leaves. You find yourself alone with Ramsey. Ooh, love that transition. For some reason, you don't feel any safer than when Nicolae was here. Ooh. You find yourself in the kitchen with Ramsey now that you have been dismissed from Nicolae's presence. While certain things look a little old-fashioned, it's actually a pretty well-outfitted area. It contains some vintage tools, but also large-scale equipment you could expect to find in a place that cooks for many people at a time. But, I mean, maybe sometimes he has, like, big guest parties and just has a feast, you know? Ramsey doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you. He's putting out some dishes and cooking utensils on the counter. Ask about the well-stocked kitchen. Yeah, that's... Ask Ramsey about himself. Ask what Ramsey's cooking. Am I gonna get to ask all these? I don't know. I want to know about Ramsey's. How did he come to be a servant here? Is he a vampire or no? So, Ramsey. I was just wondering. Don't look at me like that. You look kind of familiar. Have we met somewhere before? I assure you, we have never met before tonight. So banish the thought. I don't take part in your book club either before you suggest that. Huh. That's kind of a strong reaction to a basic yes or no question. You don't think he's lying. You're pretty sure you'd remember a face like that if you met him in person before. But maybe he's still looking... Maybe still hiding something? He might have an idea of why he looks so familiar to you and doesn't want to admit it. Okay. Oh no, okay, if you say so, Ramsey. I do say so. But even so, since we're gonna be, working together, I feel like I should know a little more about you. I don't see why you would need to know anything of the sort. Sheesh, how about knowing why you have such a stick up your ass? I haven't done anything yet. Okay, then I want to know more about you. Fine. I'll give you one question, then let me work. Okay, then I want to know, do you like your job? He's probably gonna give an answer like, it's my duty. Like, it doesn't matter if I like it or not. Why do you have horns? He has what now? Oh, what do you do for fun? Yes, what do you do for fun? I served my master. That is all I do. What do you do for fun? For fun. He gives his answer some thought. I do have my hobbies, but I don't know if I would consider many of them to be the sort of thing you're thinking of. I do enjoy reading, though, and every evening when I get up, I go for a run around the grounds before it's time to begin work. I imagine it's before he gets, like, decked in his suit. Just imagine him, like, running around in a fancy suit, just, like, jogging. So he's sporty despite his job being mainly within the house. That is kind of bad news for you in terms of the idea of outrunning him. Oh, yeah. But maybe we can befriend him. Oh, I just noticed. So, when we, like, asked him a question or something, or, like, you know, when we agreed on the coffee thing, we got a little blue rose and, put that into the vial here. There's another vial over here, which is red, so I'm guessing that's just a relationship with Nicolae. So, I see. Okay. Bad news in turn about running. Yeah, okay. Aside from that, I do enjoy my coffee, so sometimes I'll make special drinks for the other nighttime servants. The other ones? As you can imagine, staying up all night can be taxing for some. Your eyes linger on the dark circles of his eyes, and he soon notices. I also enjoy cooking, which I should be doing right now. So I hope that answer was enough to sate your curiosity. Oh, right, okay then. What you cooking? Well, I need to familiarize you with the kitchen. And you were asleep for quite some time, so you need something to eat if you're going to be of any use tonight. Now that he mentions it, you really are hungry. You didn't even get to enjoy your drink earlier, so your stomach is completely empty. So, you will watch me cook, and I will make you some chicken chasseur for dinner. Chicken what? It is a French dish. It is a French dish. It is mushroom and chicken served in a tomato and white wine sauce. Ow. Sounds bad. No, that actually sounds good, though. That sounds good. I can't wait to try it. I'm glad to hear it. All you need to do is watch. The way you know where everything is in the kitchen when you need to make food for yourself. Right, he was already going around and grabbing things before. Maybe you should have paid attention. Or maybe he should have told you that was the point of this instead of just icing you out while you awkwardly waited for him to do something. Looks like he probably has it handled, but you don't exactly have much to do. I can offer to help. Yeah, you chop up some onions or no, mushrooms. Chop up some mushrooms. Yeah. Is there anything I could do to help, Ramsey? Oh, he liked that. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to let you do something other than take care of the dishes. Oh, so he was already planning on leaving that to you. Alright. You can cut the mushrooms. How'd I fucking know? How'd I fucking know? Slice them to your preference. To your surprise, he passes you the knife. You glance down at it. It really is rather big. Ah! Nowhere. I'm not doing that. I kind of like you, Ramsey. Okay? I'm gonna chop the mushrooms. You've already seen the butler in action. You're pretty sure he'd kick your ass if you raid the knife to him. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like an immediate death. It has to be. So you obediently move to the cutting board to resume cutting the mushrooms while he sets about preparing the tomatoes. It's kind of funny. He's so stern and unpleasant with you for the most part, but now that he's cooking with you, it's like you have a truce going on for the moment. He's polite, and as the food starts to simmer, you find yourself eager to taste it. You're starving. Soon enough, the seasonings and the wine sauce smell irresistible, and Ramsey is serving you a plate. You sit at the table and he watches you for your reaction to the food. The fragrance of the food has your mouth watering. You eagerly dig in. Whether it's because you're starving or because of his own skill in the kitchen, it's absolutely delicious. Ramsey, this is amazing. You're too complimentary. I made it because it was something quick. But it's really good, and a lot fancier than what I usually have. Fucking Hot Pockets! Yes, Master Nicolae. Made note of your copious amounts of instant ramen wrappers. They're cheap and they taste good. That's that going into Nicolae's territory. That's understandable, but I hope you take your job seriously here so that you won't have to resort to them anymore. You mean so I can eat your cooking all the time? Of course not. You have to cook for yourself eventually. Well, I mean, as long as we have the ingredients, like... What? The pay is good. You hadn't really thought about him getting paid for this work, but it seems obvious now. You wonder how much a butler makes? Well, even if I do, I'll still want to eat ramen sometimes. I suppose taste has no effect on what one finds comforting. Fucking Hot Pockets. Or, pasta. It's the easiest foods. Mostly just pasta. Lots of grains. Bread. I suppose taste has no effect on what one finds comforting. You gladly eat the French dish while Ramsey brings you some coffee to have with it. It's nice to have a little downtime in this crazy night. Still, even with so much on your mind, you feel you need to bring up what you noticed about him. The scar, the eye bags, the overall paleness, but like, I mean, that's normal for some people. Look at me. Oh yeah, the familiarity, that too. The familiarity. The fact that you think you might know where you've seen his face before. What? Oh, okay. Okay, so not actual devil horns, but like his hair is devil horns. Oh. I'm feeling like this is like like a familiar situation in a way. Just the fact that I mean, he's actually paid though, but like that he's basically a serial killer because he brings in all of the people to be victims. I don't know, who is the devil horn killer? So, Ramsey? Have you heard of the devil horned killer? Why do you ask, Sparrow? Well, I watch true crime from time to time. And I was reminded of a particular case that popped up a lot when it happened. I guess I was thinking about it when you were using the kitchen knife. Because it was a really mysterious case about a serial killer with hair that looked like devil horns. Oh. It was said he was found moving a bloodstained rug and a few other things that were connected to some missing persons cases. But he never spoke a word, so nobody ever found out his real name or what he was doing. And the victims had no connection to each other. They were from all over the place. And their bodies were never found. Eventually, he was found guilty of at least the murder of the person whose blood was on the rug, since it was determined that there was no way for them to still be alive if they lost that much blood. So he went to prison with hardly anything answered about the things he was caught with, or the people who were still missing. And one day, he vanished. Apparently he escaped from prison and nobody knows how. Just another mystery on top of everything else. And it has been a while since I watched anything about that case. But you look exactly like him. I would like to stop you right there and clarify that I am not a serial killer. He's a serial feeder because he feeds him to his master. Oh, I'm not even a regular killer. Those were the belongings of some of those whom Master Nicolae fed from. Yeah. Apparently things went horribly awry in an intense instance in which he was allowed into the home. And since it was a bloodbath and Master Nicolae's blood had also been spilled, he had no choice but to clean up for him. But I was in charge of disposing the carpet, and I decided, since I was at it, I would get rid of some of the other things I'd been able to clean from the past. Feedings. Just my luck that I would get pulled over. I couldn't call home for help, obviously. It would connect the manor to those mess I was meant to be cleaning up. So you just let yourself be charged with a crime you didn't commit? The coverage said you wouldn't even talk to the public defender. Of course, I'm completely loyal to Master Nicolae. Loyal is one thing, but it's pretty overboard. You don't know the time limit of events, but you do know the process he would have been put through from the arrest to court to prison wouldn't have been a brief one. So, how did you manage to escape? Eventually, Master Nicolae was able to find me. I'm sure somebody saw the news and let him know where to go. Or at least where I was most likely sent. So he retrieved me, and that was that. And by retrieved, you mean... There you go! He turned into a bat and picked me up from within the prison courtyard. We were both rather lucky that he didn't take any bullets. Again with the bat thing. You don't even want to begin to imagine the pandemonium in the prison when that happened. Now, you seem to be finishing eating. Let's claim the dishes, and then you can assist me with your first task. Eager to end discussion of his crimes, Ramsey whisked away your dishes. Yo, this is really good. I like that. I like that backstory. I suppose he still expects you to help with that. Reluctantly, you get up to join him. You're still not sure you entirely believe his story, though. It's easy to blame the vampire for any deaths here. I guess. Yes. You think you'll assume from now on that Ramsey's temper is something you want to watch. Oh, that's it! Oh! You managed to survive until the end of the demo! Wow! I didn't, try to stab anyone. Did you collect all 4 deaths? Consider giving it another look to see what you might have missed. And, the Ichio and stuff. Okay, cool. Okay. Are you sure you want to return to the main menu? Yes. Okay, cool. That was really good. Actually, I think I'll skip ahead and, try to find the deaths, okay? But I'm pretty satisfied with the storyline I got, though. Okay, wait. Let's throw something at him. In quick response to seeing who you can only assume to be your kidnapper, you reach for the nearest hard object you can grab. The small vase with the flower in it sails across the room and breaks on his head, making him flinch away in shock. He straightens right back up after the initial surprise, still in the doorway, jaw set in a look of restrained anger. Oh, that's... okay. Maybe it wasn't the most effective projectile. You consider the candlestick on the mantle, but his voice interrupts your thoughts. He would like to see you get dressed. Okay. And, oh, we got rid of him. Okay, he didn't want to talk. Okay. Break the window. Yeah, right. If this naughty rich guy thinks you'll do what he wants, he's in for a rude awakening. You're out of here. You pick up the candlestick and go out to the window. Oh, you throw the candlestick right through the tall glass panes. You're surprised at the huge shards that rain down into the room when you do. The window must have been fairly old to be made with such unsafe materials. You don't wander over it long enough, though. You're already stepping out onto the balcony within your reach. Oh, hell's bells, what do you think you're doing? You hear the man re-enter the bedroom behind you, and he's quickly crossing the room. Uh-oh. Time to put that cardio into practice. You look down from the railing you've climbed over. The nearest tree is far below you. Oh, this is death number 1. You're gonna fall. The man is leaning out the window and reaching for you as he sees you leaning over the railing. You jump back away from him. Yeah, death number 1. Your rush sends you tumbling over the side of the railing. You can't really turn around to see what's broken your fall, but you don't really need to when the end of it is now sticking out of your abdomen. The dainty decorative points of an old-fashioned wrought iron garden fence are sticking through your body, slick with blood. Your body dangles useless on them, broken in the fall. Oh. Though you can't see him, you do hear faraway sound of the band before cursing your friend. Fuck! Now I'm gonna find another meal for my master! At least you can take a little solace in knowing you ruined his night as your consciousness slips away. Death, careless disregard for safety. Okay, that's death number 1. Okay, we're gonna go Ramsey's. No, I understand. You understand? Yeah, you're a vampire. You're doing the vampire thing. Capturing a helpless victim and keeping them around until you're ready to drink all their blood. What a bitter tone on your lips, dear Sparrow. You're quite the pessimist, aren't you? Perhaps you will enjoy this night more than you expect. You aren't just a vessel from which to take my meal. You are a guest. So please, do keep yourself pity to a minimum. I would hate to cut our visit short. Yikes, noted. If you irritate him too much, Nicolae might decide to drain you right away instead of whenever he actually planned for you. If there's nothing else you'd like to know, I will explain to you. Oh, explain to you our plans for the night. You will spend the duration. Okay, yeah, okay. Wait, I'm gonna save here, actually. Let's try the Ramsey's Road again and see what happens when we try to stab him. We'll just, skip through that. Why do you have horns? Yeah. Oh, he didn't like that. Why do you have horns? Are you some sort of imp or something? He's looking kind of like an imp right now. I don't have horns, you wretched little clown. Sorry, I thought they're just cowlicks. Damnation, I can never get my hair under control. If it isn't one thing, it's another. Oops, look like he's a little sensitive about that. That's what I'm sensitive about. Your question is answered. I'm going to back to what I was doing. Okay, we're gonna try to stab him. This sounds bad. Sounds gross. Don't you have anything else? I'm not going to fight with you like your toddler who won't eat her vegetables. It's not what I'm cooking. Eat it or starve. He's so inflexible. You would have been fine with some macaroni and cheese. It's not like you asked him for a special dinner. All you need to do is watch. That's the way you'll do it. Okay. Offer to help so that we get the knife. Okay. You're not usually so ruthless, but you know there's a good chance you'll die if you don't escape this place. It's only the two of you here in the kitchen. The vampire is presumably far off in another room, and you have yet to hear another servant around. This may be your best chance. You quickly step forward to bring the knife up to Ramsey's belly. His hand catches your wrist. Really? You're so cocky that you would immediately try this with me? You try to pull your hand free. You find yourself seeing stars as you get knocked back by a blow to the face. Yeah, I deserve that. Ramsey has easily taken the knife back from you. He strikes you again, hard across the face. Listen to me, you arrogant wretch! He casually sets the knife back down on the counter. You misunderstand your position with me. You're here by the grace of Master Nicolae's wishes. If you try that again, I won't hesitate to end you and simply collect your blood for the Master myself. You will show me respect, you will know your place, and you will be grateful to Master Nicolae for the life he has given you. Because he has put it in my hands. Now, apologize, and plead that I forgive you. Oh. Wait, I'm gonna save. Save. I'm gonna try all three of these options. Apologize, sure. I'm sorry, Ramsey. Please forgive me. I'm sorry I tried to stab you. That's hardly what I call heartfelt. But I suppose it will do. Now go sit over there while I cook. It's embarrassing to be so put in your place by him, but at least he didn't stab you for trying to attack him. But you'll have to be on guard if you want to find another opportunity to escape. All you can do is sit aside quietly while he cooks. Both he and the wine sauce need some time to simmer down. Your stomach growls and you're reminded again of your hunger. Shamefully, you're grateful he decided to cook for you. Despite what you did. When the food is finally done, he brings it to a table off to the side. He beckons you over. Oh, and make sure something about being poisoned. Because the relationship is so down in the dumps. Okay. Oh, it's... Oh, his first punch had hit your eyes, and the other side of your face, you can tell there's something starting to swell up. Try to ignore the feeling while you eat. It tastes good, but you can taste the underlying flavor of copper behind the seasonings. You glance across at him. He's checking his pocket watch. So if you try to stab him, it's not gonna go well for you. Especially if you, like, upset him earlier, too. At least he isn't expecting to compliment his cooking after what happened. Still, even with so much on your mind, you feel the need to bring up what you noticed about him. Oh. Huh. Oh, wait. Maybe they did the pocket watch thing in the other timeline. Okay. Whoa, that was deep! Just skip that. You gesture bluntly to your bruised face. You threatened my life literally minutes ago. That was your own fault. Doing something rash, okay. Okay, so the dialogue's slightly different. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, I think, I'll just try the other options here, and, then leave the video there, because, the vampire's route is just, like, a whole nother thing, and, oh, that wasn't good, and, yeah, that would probably take a while, and, you could check it out yourself, so, yeah. Spit. You're not gonna apologize when all you're trying to do is escape with your life. The arrogance it takes to demand that of you just makes you that much more angry at him. You spit in the butler's face. Should be apologizing to me. All I want to do is go home. Get out of this creepy place. Oh, to get out of this creepy place. So, I was right. You don't want to be a servant. Of course I don't want that. In that case, oh. You're fired. You look down at the knife buried in your stomach. Oh. Okay. There we go. You don't even feel anything at first, but it's clear after a moment that that's just a shock. You're left on the floor as Ramsey idly proceeds to walk around your limp body to gather utensils. You collect your blood for the vampire, you suppose. Mercifully, you pass out before you start the process. Death, quitting without notice. Okay, you're fired. Okay, what's the knife? The knife is right there, right behind him. All you have to do is reach it. It's so close. You throw yourself at him, shoving him back against the counter so you can get your hand on the knife. As your fingers wrap around it, he grabs onto you, turning and dragging you around to his other side. You already have it, so you slash him with it. Ugh! Oh! He grabs your arm near the elbow and suddenly shoves her back. He forces your arm down against the counter behind you. Not the counter. Ah! He's holding the back of your hand and arm down on the hot stove he had been about to cook with. Oh, right. We hadn't started cooking. You involuntarily let go of the knife and it clatters on the stovetop while you thrash under Ramsey's hole. Damn. I'm glad that I'm on his side in the real timeline. Your cotton glove is alright, and your bare skin is held tight to the hot metal. Let me up! Your voice cracks as you shout the words. He lets go of your arm only so he can grab the knife. You just should have taken your second chance when I offered— Oh, wait, that's him talking. You should have taken your second chance when I offered it to you, Sparrow. You know this is it. You botched your chance. And while it's painful, you're disoriented by the time everything starts to go dark. As you slip away, the only thought you have left crosses your mind between the impacts of the knife and the smell of your own burnt flesh. You wish you had let him make you dinner first. Death. Chef Ramsey's Hell Kitchen.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Okay. So, on the HEO page it said there were 4 deaths, so I'm assuming there's 1 death with, Nicolae. Where, you know, you spend the night with him and then he, like, kills you anyway or something. So... yeah. That's probably what happens. But most of the deaths are actually from Ramsey. So, okay. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna skip to the good ending, good ending again? Okay, ask Ramsey about himself. Do you like your job? It has to be some kind of, it has to be some kind of unusual serving a vampire, right? To be honest, I'm not too accustomed to it, to know the difference. I've never served a mortal master. I was asked by my old employer to come and serve Master Nicolae when his previous butler passed away. Passed away, you say? Oh, he passed away? He passed away? Do you think he... The man was at least 80. Master Nicolae had nothing to do with it. Okay. You see, there's no more stable work to be found than vampires. Many families serve them for generations. My mother has served Lord Fontaine for some time, and when he offered to pay for my education to prepare to serve him as well, I accepted. Your education? To be trained as a butler, of course, but I did apprentice as a sommelier as well. Had I decided that I didn't want to be a butler, I would have had a promising career in wine to turn to as a backup plan. You see, our relationship with the vampires is symbiotic, for a vampire depends dearly on his servants to keep him living comfortably in an ever-changing world. Such as using the computer for him so he doesn't have to learn to do it himself. Oh my gosh. Arise! Arise! Oh, wait, that was me speaking. Oh, such as that you traded a computer. Exactly. You got me prattling on about work. I answered your question, now let me cook. Okay, so this is like the same. Sounds good. Sure. We're just gonna do the same thing. Chop the mushrooms. Devil Horn Killer. That part was pretty good. Okay, anyway, so yeah. I really liked making friends with Ramsey. Did not enjoy being murdered by Ramsey, but, you know, you did want me to explore the death, so. So that was interesting. Maybe on my own time, I'll see Nicolae's Path or something. But you can check that out if you want. So, that's cool. Ooh, I'll have to check out their Tumblr. Anyway, super cool. A super cute avatar, by the way. And yeah, I love the art style, and the backstory is really good. And I bet Nicolae has an equally interesting backstory that I didn't get to explore, but maybe another time. So, yeah. Very good job. I look forward to seeing more. This is just the demo, so yeah. Okay, bye! Toodles!